Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you've never seen my face before, hi, my name is Brielle. I am a 23-year-old living in Los Angeles, and this is a work from home vlog. If you are new here, I work on the creative team for a makeup brand. I have a hybrid work schedule, which means sometimes I am working from home and sometimes I'm going into the office. Obviously today is a work from home day or I wouldn't be filming this video. I make all sorts of post-grad lifestyle, self-improvement, and productivity type of content. So if any of that interests you, definitely make sure you subscribe. Let's get into the work day. It is actually early afternoon right now. So my boyfriend just left the apartment, which means that I get to film. Something I really want to focus on in this vlog specifically is motivation, how I stay motivated throughout the day, basically how I keep myself engaged and productive throughout a long work day. I think by now we all kind of realize that staying hyper productive for 8 hours in a day doesn't come very naturally to humans. You know, it is not as simple or easy as it is made to seem. And if we're being like honest and realistic with ourselves, you're not going to be very naturally self-motivated for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like that is a lot of time. And some days you might wake up like ready to kick the day in the butt and other days you don't. And I've been having a lot of those kind of lower motivation days recently. For me, anxiety around work and just anxiety in general and low motivation kind of go hand in hand. It's a lot harder for me to stay motivated when I am experiencing anxiety. So I'm going to show you guys some of the ways that I've been keeping myself motivated so that I can show up as my best self at work and in my life. I feel like I'm serving very fall vibes right now, especially with the pumpkin in the back, which is making me very happy. Okay, so it is 2 p.m. as we speak, and I am hitting what I like to call the mid-afternoon slump. So kind of a perfect time to be starting this vlog. The mid-afternoon slump for me is something that happens like literally every day at 2 or 3 p.m. where I just feel no motivation, no energy, like nothing. I haven't quite gotten to that feeling yet. I think working out this morning helped, but I know it's coming. So before we get into like the first work session of this video, I'm gonna make myself a little beverage. I thrive off of drinks. I love drinks. Matchas, chais. If you've literally been subscribed to me for even a day, you know this. I love a matcha, I love a chai, I love a cozy drink. So that is the first thing that we are going to do to jumpstart this video. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's make, I think, a matcha. I've been making a lot of chai and I need to like maybe switch things up. So let's get into that. All right, we're back at the desk. Matcha acquired. Filming those coffee making montages always like scratches a certain itch in my brain. It's actually really good. I made it a lot stronger than I usually do, and I actually really like that. So that's good to know because I normally feel like my matchas have zero flavor. I've also been putting cinnamon on fucking everything because, as you guys know, I am fully freaking embracing the fall season this year and just going super hard with it. And honestly, it has been greatly helping my mood. I'm gonna mention this because I just cursed. I am super like confused and uncertain about like the rules around cursing in YouTube videos. I completely censored the first video that I posted after getting monetized to be safe, I guess, but none of my other videos have been demonetized and I do curse from time to time. So I'm still figuring all that out. I think for now I'm just gonna leave it in, but if that fluctuates, you know why. Anyway, totally off topic. We're going to get to work now, obviously. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about what I'm doing. Obviously, I can't share the details and I don't wanna talk about what brand I work for because a lot of this stuff is confidential. I'm working on stuff that isn't coming out until next year. But yeah, I mean, if you have any interest in the beauty world or if you just find this sort of stuff interesting, like I said, I do work for a makeup company. It's kind of like a mid-tier makeup company, the type of thing you would find at like Sephora. Again, not gonna specify which brand, but I work on the creative team, the creative design team, which means a lot of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is planning for future campaigns. So if a product is coming out next year, I will help to come up with basically the creative concept for the shoot and the visuals, like what the campaign is actually going to look like. I do a lot of pulling inspiration, building mood boards, things like that, coming up with ideas for wardrobe and the photography and helping with casting, stuff like that. And then I also do some post-production stuff, so helping with retouching notes, a little bit of graphic design. It's a very like mixed position. Like there's a lot of different parts to it, and it really is just me getting assignments handed to me and pumping it out, but it's all very creative work. So it's a really fun job, honestly. I'm super happy with it, and I have always been kind of fascinated by the makeup and beauty world, so it's really cool to get to work within that industry. I definitely think it's somewhere that I want to stay in the future. So that's a little talk about kind of what my job is. I feel like my background looks so boring. I've been feeling like I need something on the wall. And also like I kind of want to switch out this bedding for something with like maybe a little more color or just something besides the stark white, because it doesn't do much for me, I gotta be honest. The way that I like to structure my work days, especially on days where I'm not feeling super intrinsically motivated and days where I'm working from home and a lot of it is self-induced, I like to use Pomodoro timer sessions. This has been a productivity secret of mine for literally years. I've been using this since I was in college. It is the perfect little kick in the butt for me because what I love so much about it is it's 25-minute sessions, 5-minute breaks, and the 25-minute sessions are small enough where it's really easy to convince myself to turn on a session, and then I just need to stay focused for that 25-minute chunk. It feels not too intimidating, and then I get to take a break, and I don't usually stick to just the 5-minute break. I'll usually take a break, regroup, and then decide if I want to do another session or not, kind of where I'm at. I really love this system, and my favorite Pomodoro sessions to use are the themed ones, specifically the Harry Potter themed ones, and since it is fall, it seems all the more fitting. So I'm gonna use the Hogwarts Express Pomodoro session. So basically it puts like ambient sounds as if you're on the Hogwarts Express during the work session, and then when it's time for break, they play like Harry Potter soundtrack music. It is just so nice, and it makes me in that like academia productive mode, which is kind of what I need on a day like this. So I'm gonna put that on. We're gonna get into a work session, and yeah, in 25 minutes, we will check back in and see if I've made some progress. Okay, this is the Pomodoro session that I was referring to. It's the Study at the Hogwarts Express video. I'll have it linked below. I've talked about this before, but I just love using these Hogwarts ASMRs to help me be productive. And I also think that my workspace needs a little love. So I'm gonna light a candle, maybe put this lamp on, try to make it feel a little bit more cozy. I'm sure some of you can relate to this, but my environment has a huge impact on my mood, my productivity, my state of mind. So I think lighting a candle right now is going to help me be a lot more productive in this afternoon session. So let's do that, and then I swear to God, we'll finally get to work. Vibes are set. Let's do this thing. Okay, my first work period just wrapped up. Feeling a lot better now that I got a little bit of work in. I'm working on wardrobe direction for an upcoming campaign. So basically scouring through Pinterest, trying to look for outfit ideas. It is a very fun job, not gonna lie. Have I been crooked this whole time? Oh my God. Oh well, fun little update. You probably noticed in the first clip of this video, hold on. My TV is now officially hanging on the wall. Used to be down on the TV stand. Now it's up on the wall. It also is on a movable arm, so it can like turn. This is really nice because then if we're sitting on the couch, we can turn it towards the couch. If we're on the bed, we can leave it straight. If my boyfriend's cooking in the kitchen and he wants to watch TV while he cooks, he can do that. I really don't like this TV stand. I just think it's too low to the ground, and eventually definitely think that this is gonna go and I wanna get a taller one so that this space can feel more filled in and a little more homey. And I also don't think I wanna just do a white TV stand. I think I want something more wicker or a brown stand, something to bring a little bit of warmth into this section of the room because it feels very cold, especially with all of the black from like the technology. I just feel like it needs some some love, some warmth. But I'm happy to have the TV on the wall, and I think it makes it feel more adult, which is nice. So I want to have a little chat during my quick break before I get into my next work session, kind of continuing on this theme of motivation that we are maintaining throughout this vlog. I'm a big believer of the phrase, the way you do one thing in your life is the way you do everything. And what I kind of mean by that is when I'm going through the rest of my life, the other parts of my life, feeling motivated, inspired, excited about the things that I'm doing, excited about my passion projects, excited about creating content, excited about photography, singing, all these things I do, having a fun time in my social life, when all of those other aspects of my life are doing well and I'm working out regularly and I just feel good and motivated and inspired and like my life is going well, that translates very directly into my work, how productive I am, how satisfied I am with my job, how motivated I feel, etc., and how confident I feel at work as well. There is a link there, obviously, with the concept of work-life balance, which obviously I'm a huge proponent for. I'm not advocating against it, but there's been this sort of push towards the separation of work and life and kind of seeing work as its own little pocket and the rest of your life as your actual life or whatever. And while I understand the benefits of that idea, I also think that there is an undoubtable connection between work and life in the sense that your work will affect how you feel in your personal life. How you feel in your personal life will affect how you do at work. They are interlinked because ultimately your work, the work you do, how you perform is inextricably, I don't know what the word I'm looking for there, undeniably linked to you as a human being. How you're doing as a person and how you are feeling about your life and your motivation and your level of inspiration, all of that factors into how you are going to perform at a job and also how you're going to exist and function in the rest of your life, right? So it sounds kind of strange and counterintuitive, but the more I focus on the rest of my life and the less I center work as the main source of my identity or the main source of my ego and confidence, the more I put my attention towards my other passions, other things that I'm pursuing, my social life, etc., the more confident and the better performing I am at work because the stakes are down. I can just approach my work without any stress or weird feelings about it. And I know that it's not my entire identity or my entire worth. So there's a lot less anxiety and stress around the whole thing. And I just genuinely feel like I show up as a more confident, more secure version of myself, which ultimately translates into me doing a better job and showing up better. So the better that I'm doing in my personal life and in every other pursuit that I have, the better that I do at work. So weirdly enough, the solution for being more motivated to do my work is actually to go harder at other aspects of my life. Having other things that I work on and do throughout the day is also extremely essential to me feeling like a functional, happy human being on a work day. If I wake up, roll out of bed, and go straight to work, I feel bad. I've talked about that before. If I clock out and don't do anything for the rest of the evening, I also don't feel great. I really like to have kind of a rich and full day besides just my work. So working out in the morning is the single most key, I would say, habit / practice that I have in terms of maintaining my mental sanity and my motivation at work. It makes a massive difference and I can genuinely feel the difference in my mood on days where I do versus don't have time to work out in the morning. So starting off my day with that this morning already put me in a great frame of mind. Getting dressed, doing my makeup, getting fully ready helps a ton with my motivation and makes me feel like I'm actually a human being who's doing work rather than just a working machine, if that makes sense. Like I express myself through how I get dressed, you know, as I'm like, when I get dressed in like a more put together outfit, I feel like I feel a lot more secure and I also feel more like I have a distinctive identity. I don't know quite how to explain it, but it makes a massive difference to me when I do versus don't get ready. And then in the evening, I'm still trying to figure out how to approach my evenings on work days. This is the part of it that gets a little bit fuzzy for me. But one thing that I know for sure is I like to put at least a tiny bit of time into one of my passions in the evenings because it's like a good reminder that I have other aspects of my life and it keeps me feeling a little bit more balanced. But I always try to be careful with this because my goal is never to clock out of my 9 to 5 and immediately go work on something else for hours and then go right to bed. I don't want to be stuck at my computer the entire day, right? So I make sure that I take time to eat dinner. And yes, I usually have the TV on during dinner, but it feels more like a break to me. And I've been trying to get more in the habit of doing more mindful activities in the evening too, whether that is reading, yoga, whatever it is, just something that gets me off of a screen and taking care of my little soul. So that is my rant about motivation, work performance, etc. I'm gonna go ahead and get into a second session. I'm feeling very laser focused, so I don't wanna mess with that. I don't wanna get out of this chair or anything, take any other break besides just talking to you guys. I'm gonna keep looking for inspiration photos. Love Pinterest, so love that going on Pinterest is part of my job. And yeah, let's get into it. Work session number 2. Okay, let's talk about this. Not the dog on my lock screen, but the phone. Here's the thing. I used to listen to podcasts and YouTube videos sometimes while I did work, and especially since a lot of my work is primarily visual and doesn't require me to do like complex math or anything, like it would be fine. Like I could get my work done and have a podcast or a video playing, and I thought that this was a way to hack my motivation and keep me engaged. I was incorrect. If you guys watched my most recent Girl Talk episode where I talked about multitasking, I basically explained how I am done with multitasking, whether that is going back and forth between productive things or listening/watching something while trying to be productive. The reason that I am done with this and have sworn it off at this point is because I have realized that when I have podcasts, videos, etc. playing, I am neither fully focused on my work nor fully focused on the video, and it leaves me feeling very foggy in the brain. It is not fun. It basically makes me feel like I have been completely unproductive, even if I have actually gotten quite a bit done, and it also isn't really leisure because I'm not fully paying attention to the video. Half the time I end up rewatching the video later because I actually wanted to see it or hear what the person had to say, and I didn't really absorb any of it because I had it on while I was working. So I'm done with having this involved in my work day in any capacity. The only thing that I will have playing while I'm working is either one of these pomodoro sessions or lo-fi chill music, because those I feel like actually do make me more focused instead of distracting me. And what this has kind of led to as a fun side effect is that I feel like I am enjoying my leisure more because I'm not trying to mix the two. By allowing my productive time to be fully my productive time and allowing my relaxation and leisure to be fully relaxation and leisure, kind of separating the two different worlds, I think that I enjoy each more because I'm kind of experiencing them in a more pure form. Like I only watch YouTube videos now when I'm walking on the treadmill, or like if I want to watch it during a meal or something, when I'm fully focused watching and listening to the video, and it makes me actually like pay attention to what the person is saying. I absorb the content a lot more and I actually get more value from it and feel like I fully experience the video. It's led to me consuming a lot less content, being more selective and really focusing and immersing myself in it, which has been really, really nice because for a while I was experiencing like content fatigue, content overload, feeling like I was watching way too much, like 20 videos a day probably, because I always had videos going when I was doing chores, when I was preparing my breakfast, when I was working. Like from the second I woke up to the second I went to bed, I had a YouTube video on most of the day, and that was just not healthy or sustainable for me. It led to me feeling really burnt out with social media and feeling like I had nothing left to watch, feeling exhausted by content and not really interested in it anymore. And since I've really cut back to like watching like 1 or 2 videos a day, I feel like my relationship with it has gotten healthier, and it's kind of re-interested me in the excitement of like true, genuine leisure, true, genuine social media in a small dose, like as a relaxation activity. There's been a lot of chattiness in this video. I'm not gonna apologize for that though, because I feel like at least when I watch vlogs like this, that's what I'm there for. I'm there for the thoughts, I'm there for the reflections, I'm there for the in-between, you know? As much as the productive like typing time lapses are great, realistically that's only gonna be like a minute of the video. So we gotta have some conversations in between, you know what I mean? Also, please like let me know if you guys relate to or resonate with any of the chats that I've had so far in this video. I love hearing from you guys in the comments. It is very validating and nice to know that other people relate to these things that I feel and experience. So hello. It is about 4:30 p.m. so it's been a minute since we last talked. I got a very solid amount of work done. I'm actually really content with how much I was able to do in a relatively short amount of time. Since I've started doing these pomodoros again, it has really just like struck me how efficiently I can work when I enter full focused mode. I finished the wardrobe inspiration that I had to pull. I did a slide on the lighting inspiration. So I'm feeling really good about that. I also had to call maintenance, which is why it's been a minute since I checked in. My AC unit has been leaking, so they actually just went ahead and replaced the entire unit for me, which is very nice. And now I have this lovely white AC unit, which is actually nice. I feel like it opens up the space a bit more. I had this very chunky black unit before. I'll show you guys real quick. This is the new unit. I actually think it opens up this corner quite a bit as opposed to when I had this like giant chunky black thing. And it helps a little bit with the heaviness that is being caused by the giant black TV. There were several days where we were just waking up with a giant puddle of water going all the way from that corner of the room to under our bed, which was not fun. We had to lay down beach towels. It was a whole thing. So I'm very, very glad to have that like finally fully taken care of. I will say it's at times like this where things are just a little grimy or a little dysfunctional that I do kind of wish that I lived in a newer building. My building is really nice and renovated, somewhat renovated, and I love this apartment to death. It has a very special place in my heart. However, there are some things about the apartment and the complex that are kind of just barely not falling apart. Like you can definitely tell and feel that it's a bit of an older building, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. It definitely does kind of have me wishing sometimes that the building was just newer, because sometimes I feel like the level of cleanliness and function is a little... So I'm currently waiting on my next assignment. One thing about kind of being a lower tier employee who's kind of at the beck and call of a manager, I'm basically literally just like an assistant for my manager. Like she hands me projects and I work on them. When I say I'm an assistant for my manager, I like don't mean that I'm doing assistant tasks. Like I'm not answering her emails or anything like that. What I mean is that I'm basically there to be her support and to fill in the tasks that she doesn't have time to do. So we're working on a lot of the same projects, and I basically just wait for her feedback, wait for her to hand me assignments and tasks to do. I'm not senior enough, or I guess established enough within the company to self-assign tasks or to just know what I'm supposed to do on a given day. It's very much like, here, do this, and then I go and do it, and then I hand it back to her, here, do this. Like it's that sort of workflow, which I think is honestly the biggest adjustment for me from school, where it's like, I don't have like a to-do list at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the week. I don't know what my tasks are. It's not like I can just finish a task and check it off. A lot of it is feedback and then going back to the drawing board, or feedback and then having to make edits. I don't often know what I have to do in advance. I'm just waiting on the briefs. So that has been my biggest adjustment. It also kind of makes it so I can't entirely decide when I'm working on things. So right now, for example, I'm waiting on instructions, but if my manager has time to message me at like 6 p.m., I might then have work to do at 6 p.m. type of thing. It's not inherently negative. It does make things a little more tricky from an organizational standpoint or like a scheduling standpoint, but I just kind of have to be almost on call and ready at any moment to drop whatever I'm doing and get to whatever task is being handed to me. So I'm just kind of on hold for the time being. That is, I think, the biggest adjustment from college, and the thing that has been weirdest to navigate, just like trying to adjust to a different way of working and very much feeling like I am in support of one specific person and I'm reliant on them to give me work and to give me feedback, and it's a different dynamic. I'm trying to figure out how much of my evening I want to share with you guys. I feel like I've had a lot of talking in this video, so I don't feel like I need to drag it into the evening, but I do want to show you guys like a fall night routine. I think I might just make that its own video, like my fall night routine after work type of thing, and show you guys some of the things that I've been getting up to recently. So I'm waiting for another work session. However, I still haven't got my assignment. I'm gonna do like a very quick cleanup of my files, just some like little admin type stuff. And if I still haven't heard anything by the time that I'm done with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat dinner. It's like 5 o'clock. I can always come back to my computer when I do get that message and tackle it then, but if not, it'll get done tomorrow morning. All right, I'm ready for pasta. All right, So we're actually out of the vodka pasta, tragically, but we do have this like scampi type pasta, which will equally fill the void in my little cold, I was gonna say my cold heart, but like, why would I say that about myself? Anyway, gonna have this and some roasted vegetables. We are making an effort to eat more vegetables, and Lord knows we need it because we eat a lot of freaking Italian, which is delicious, but our pasta to vegetable ratio needs to be straightened out. I say as I'm literally eating pasta. Everything is a balance, you know? Nothing wrong with eating pasta, but I'm glad that we're like making an effort to eat more veggies. I know that people say it's like not the best to watch TV while you eat, but I'm like, I don't know. It's not something that I think is an issue for me. Like, I really enjoy this time where I just get to sit down and eat dinner and watch something. I think if I only watched TV and did nothing all day, maybe I would see that it was toxic, but I don't know. It's like a special self-care type time for me, so I don't see any issue with it. I'm in the mood to watch something money related for some reason. I'm gonna watch, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna watch this Katie Steckley video on her 6 streams of income as a content creator. That just sounds fun and satisfying right now. I don't know why. Considering the fact that both my camera battery is low and my memory card is about to run out of memory, I'm gonna take that as a sign to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I need to get more consistent about saying all that. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing week, and I will see you next time with another one. I love you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns, so give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're